Let's get to some of your other coronavirus headlines this Friday morning. First up, a new study shows an antibody treatment developed by Eli Lilly cut the risk of developing symptomatic COVID-19 significantly. The study followed nursing home residents. Meantime, number two here at home, Fort Bend, Chambers, and Brazoria counties each announced new dose deliveries, but appointments filled up fast once again. And finally, Texas reported more than 18,000 new cases yesterday and a statewide positivity rate of 16.5%. And right now, hospitalizations and deaths, they are surging. We've reached the height of the pandemic, and state health officials say hospitals can't take much more. In Harris County, the positivity rate dropped slightly from 20 to 19%. For the first time in weeks, hospitals in the Texas Medical Center already expanded intensive care units to phase 2 of surge capacity. Those beds are 89% full. The fear is, if things don't change, hospitals will be overwhelmed in the next few weeks.
I think we're seeing in the emergency departments are full. They're busy. They're working hard to get patients upstairs and into the hospital, and the hospitals are nearing capacity.
The COVID-19 vaccine is the key to getting back to normal, but it won't help the surge we're seeing right now. Health experts are pleading with the community to social distance and continue wearing masks, if only to help our frontline workers.
On his first full day in office, President Biden signed 10 executive actions dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. So here's a full list of what those orders address. It's a lot, so we're going to try to get you the Cliff Notes version this morning. The one arguably getting the most attention is Biden's directive requiring masks on planes, buses, trains, and at federal airports. It also mandates that people flying into the United States have to get a COVID-19 test before they board and must quarantine when they land. The president tweeted that wearing masks isn't a partisan issue. He says it's a patriotic act that can save countless lives, wrapping this tweet up with, "It's time to mask up America." President Biden also authorized broader use of the Defense Production Act to speed vaccines, explaining that will accelerate the making of everything that's needed to protect, test, vaccinate, and take care of our people.
This will be one of the greatest operational challenges our nation has ever undertaken, and I'm committed to getting it done. We're committed to getting it done.
We includes Chief Medical Officer Dr. Anthony Fauci, who spoke to the World Health Organization and announced President Biden's retracted President Trump's decision to withdraw. Fauci also spoke about the differences between the two administrations yesterday.
The idea that you can get up here and talk about what you know, what the evidence, what the science is, and know that's it. Let the science speak. It is somewhat of a liberating feeling.
As always, you can read more about these executive orders and what they mean for you on KHOU.com.